Hi everybody, Father LeRoy Scheierl here. Welcome to my, I think, 12th episode of Cabin Fever Faith. And I'm entitling this one, No Pain, No Gain, right? In a few moments you'll understand what I'm talking about. First of all, if you haven't been aware of it, I recently underwent a neck and back surgery. And so I want to thank all those who've been praying for me for a speedy recovery and everything. And things have been going well, although I'm still under a lot of restrictions, driving and so forth, and I really can't do a whole lot. Things are moving in the right direction. So I want to thank the neurosurgeons at St. Cloud Hospital, the doctors and nurses, and even the volunteers from our parish who kind of help provide some meals for me and kind of keep an eye on me. My refrigerator has never been so full. Anyway, so I want to thank those who have been helping along. I'm a week into recovery. A very challenging, difficult week. I can finally lay in a bed with some comfort, and but things are moving in the right direction. So, sometimes we have to go through a certain amount of pain in order to gain something in the final end. And my hope is to regain some of my strength, some of my mobility in my right hand and arm, which I've been losing and I've been suffering with the past several months. So. But before that happens, you got to go through the process. And anybody who's had some neck or back surgery knows exactly what I'm talking about. But things are moving in the right direction. So thank God for all of you helping me and your prayers as well. And it's helped me, I think, really keep a positive attitude through this all. It reminds me of a passage from Peter's first letter, chapter 1, verse 6 and going forward. It goes like this. There is cause for rejoicing here. You may for a time have to suffer the distress of many trials, but this is so that your faith, which is more precious than the passing splendor of fire-tried gold, may by its genuineness lead to praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ appears. In other words, oftentimes we have to go through a certain amount of pain in order to look for that greater, better outcome. And that's exactly what I'm undergoing here today. But, and it's true for our faith in so many ways. My mother always said when we were going through difficult times when we were kids, is offer it up, right? Well, you can bet I'm not wasting this pain at all. I'm offering up with the Lord and asking God to use it in any way He can, whether it's helping me grow in my faith or others or bringing conversion to certain souls. So anyway. Speaking of pain and gain, last week our bishops of Minnesota had to take the painful steps to challenge our governor on his understanding of how important religion is in people's lives and the right and freedom of religious people to gather and assemble. And so they wrote a letter and they contacted him personally along with other bishops and other denominations and really kind of, challenging him on how religion has seemed to be kind of left by the wayside, given all the other parameters and that he is loosened up in other things. So the good news is this: that our churches are going to slowly but surely begin opening in a cautious and safe way. Now I know there's all kinds of opinions on this and how we should proceed, and I understand that. But I think there's two important things to know. Number one is this coronavirus is not going away. All right. The best we can do is kind of keep it subdued and slowed down. So, and then secondly, people's lives must go on economically, family-wise, even religiously. But we can do this in safe ways. And I think that's where the bishops are coming from. So, beginning this weekend, Pentecost Sunday, which by the way is the birthday, we celebrate the birthday of the church, so it's very appropriate. We're going to resume our regular Sunday scheduled masses. That would be 4:30. The summer schedule is 4:30 at St. Peter's on Saturday evening, 8 o'clock Sunday morning at St. Peter's Sunday morning, and then 10 o'clock in the morning at St. Paul's. Now, there's a lot of restrictions that we have. We'll be marking out pews for social distancing. People are encouraged to wear masks when they come in. There'll be hand sanitizer, and there's a lot of other protocols that we will need to follow in order to keep this a safe environment as possible, but allow people to gather together. And with that, starting after Pentecost, we'll resume our regularly scheduled Sunday Mass, or weekday Masses as well. So usually a dozen, 2 dozen at most people show up for those. So there should be no problem with social distancing there whatsoever. But the good news is the Sunday morning Masses will be allowed to open up at 25% of capacity. Again, restrictions that are there for all of us. And the other thing is, remember, is this, that the bishops reminded us that the obligation to attend Sunday Mass is dispensive. In other words, normally it's a sin to miss Mass simply because it affects our souls, right? We lose something that we can't always recover. But the bishops have given a dispensation for anybody, all ages. You don't have to come to Mass if you don't feel safe, you feel your immunity is compromised, or whatever it may be. So I encourage you, stay home if you think that this is not the right thing to do. But if going to the grocery store, if you feel that going to church is no different than going to the grocery store with precautions, come join us. Come celebrate with us. It'd be great to kind of come back together as a community of faith. So, yeah. So we'll be doing that this coming Pentecost Sunday, and then resume our regular weekday Masses as well, open to the public with restrictions. Thirdly, I reminded that we had these holy hours as kind of a concession. We're going to suspend those indefinitely, except the one on Tuesday at St. Peter's from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. They've always had a holy hour there, even before the coronavirus, so that will continue. But the other holy hours in our parishes at Peter and Paul's will discontinue as long as we have that open public services as well. So, yeah, no pain, no gain, and in so many ways we have to take those steps in faith. Hope for the best. The bishops have reserved the right to bring those a lot of strict restrictions back should things get out of hand or the coronavirus get to be unmanageable within our community. But it's worth a try. I think it's the right step forward. And then lastly, I'm still recovering. I have another week of some pretty severe restrictions on my back and neck and what I'm able to do. And believe me, the pain reminds me of what I can and cannot do. And there's not a lot I can do right now. But I'm going to try to be around and available. Father Tom Olson continues to help, and he will probably be presiding at the Pentecost service. But I hope to be there, celebrating at least, and being there. So we'll see how it goes. So pain tends to accumulate if you're sitting up a lot and have to lay down once in a while. So, but anyway, continue to pray for me. Thanks for your prayers for my healing. It's working. It's really helped me keep a positive attitude, and I will continue to pray for you. And we'll move forward in faith. And put it in the hands of the Lord, and yet use our common sense and precautions as we continue on. So, Father LeRoy Scheierl signing off. God bless you all. Good to see you again, and hope to see you in person sometime soon, and hope to have a full recovery and regain that strength and mobility in my right hand and arm, which I hope will happen after I recover from this surgery. So take care, and God bless. Now let me just slowly get to the camera and turn it off.